What is going on, guys? Chuck's Game here, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi battle. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, and I really want to get back on track with doing these. I'm going to try to bring you 3 this week, maybe 4 if I get around to having enough battles with people. But today I'm going to be battling this Japanese kind of guy, and he has a pretty awesome team. He's bringing a Heracross, a Howlucha, a Charizard, a Swampert, an Umbreon, and a Weezing. Now, going into this match, I assumed that his Charizard was Mega, because not a lot of people bring just normal Charizard, but Mega Heracross is really good, so I wasn't quite sure. I however, go in with a Klefki, a Dual Screener, Thunder Wave, Spikes, normal set. I have a Cloyster, Shell Smash, a Noivern, a Nidoking, a Rampardos, and a Torterra. This team, I love this team so much, and I hope it does, the power of this team does it justice in this match. Fakarigundunu is issuing a challenge. He sends out Fakari. And he leads off with his Weezing, as I lead off with my Klefki. I don't know why he would lead off with him, because I set up the light screen, fearing a flamethrower, or whatever he would like to go for. He ends up just going for the Will-O-Wisp to get some residual damage off, which is understandable. So here I was unsure about what to do. He didn't have any ground types on his team, so Thunder Wave would have been a fine idea. But I do end up going for the Spikes, only because, well, I don't know. It didn't really matter that much, because I can just go for the Thunder Wave or Reflect this turn. Now, the thing is about this Charizard, I didn't know if it was X or Y up until this point. So I went for the Reflect just to be safe, and it did pay off, as he is X. I was expecting him to be X considering his team. He does go for the Earthquake, which I know I can definitely live because of the Unstab and the Reflect. And I'm going to use this turn to paralyze this thing, because this thing is a real threat, and I need this thing to be slow as my mother's spaghetti rolls. Okay, he gets the first turn para, which is huge for me, because that means my Klefki can live another turn. I do decide to swap out here, because my Klefki can come in and paralyze another thing, and I go out to my base 1680, my Rampardos. Now, Rampardos, I love this Rampardos. He has the Rock Polish set with the wide lens. He goes for the Earthquake, which is super effective, but I can take it. Not well, but I take it. I go for the Stone Edge because I know I outspeed, and I take this time. See that? One shot, the Mega Charizard X. No setting up needed. That is the power of Rampardos. He goes out to Swampert here, and I'm obviously going to swap out here, because I do want to save my Rampardos, because he does... even if it's not very effective, he hits hard. I go out into my Klefki here. I'm trying to just sack it off, really. He goes for the counter, which was a questionable play. I used that play to just go for the Spikes. I saw no reason not to, and he goes for the Waterfall. Now, I knew Klefki was going to die anyway, so I didn't see any reason, really, to do anything else. I go out into not a Vagina, and I set up the Shell Smash, because the Reflect is still up, and from the Waterfall, I knew that it was a physical set, so my Reflect would counter the defense drop, so I'm going to take this just fine, and not only that, Cloyster is a defensive monster anyway. So now that I've set up, I'm going to go for the Icicle Spear here, and this is basically the power where I just go havoc on everything, because Cloyster's power. Cloysters love, Cloysters left. And obviously this is the, what's it called? A set link, or skill link, something like that, that makes sure that all Icicle Spears and Rock Blasts will hit 5 times. I don't actually have Rock Blast on this set, but it doesn't really matter, because Icicle Spear pretty much takes care of everything. So I am able to do loads of damage to this Weezing, but I barely miss taking it out, and I believe he goes for a Thunderbolt here. I probably would have just burnt it, but he does go for the Thunderbolt, because he did have it on his Weezing, which is pretty surprising. I've never seen a Thunderbolt Weezing before, but it seems like a pretty good thing to have this kind of situation. I go on to 3 Days Grace fan, because 3 Days Grace is the best band in the world. I'm going to go for a Psychic here, because I run Psychic. I don't know why. I have a life orbed Noivern, and I needed loads of just different moves on it. I have the flamethrower, the Dragon Pulse, Air Slash. I put Psychic on there. He's gonna go out into his Umbreon. Maybe thinking I was locked into it, but Umbreon is pretty bulky, amazingly bulky anyway. So he eats up this Dragon Pulse, no problem. Torterra's Grace Fang's gonna lose some HP, and he goes for the Curse, and I was scared because Curse Umbreon is nothing to laugh at. This thing can sweep teams like that. Just I go for another Dragon Pulse here because he didn't get a special defense rise, so there was no problem with me going for another Dragon Pulse. It looks like another one will take it out, but he does go for the Moonlight. So this Umbreon is going to stick around for another long while. Which was a bit annoying, but I kind of saw it coming anyway. There's no Umbreon really that doesn't run Moonlight. So I'm going to withdraw. I don't have the U-turn on my Noivern only because I don't think there's a reason, considering I'm a modest nature. I go out into Torterra, and basically Torterra is, I'm not even joking, the perfect counter to Umbreon. I swear, it outstalls Umbreon, which is insane. It outstalls an Umbreon, which is so badass. Okay, so he's going to go for the Sucker Punch here. I obviously didn't want to go for a attacking move just off the bat. I go for the Leech Seed, and just to negate the leftovers, and if he attacks me, I'm able to get it back. And this next move, I'm going to make sure that I can live whatever move that he throws at me. I'm going to go for my own Curse. I know I outspeed because he's speed dropped once, I think. Yeah, once. So, I'm going to get the defense rise as well. He goes for his own Curse, and basically, this was just very stally. But, at this point, I would win this stall because the Leech Seed, in the end, would do me justice. So, I'm going to get more Leech Seed, not even recovery, just to drain its health. Make sure this Umbreon doesn't stay around longer. I go for another Curse, only because Torterra can sweep teams with this, because I do have the Seed Bomb. So, I basically can take care of a lot of things, except for the Howlucha. He goes for the Payback here, and you'll see how little it does. Torterra is such a monster, and he gets hurt by the Rocky Helmet. That was my favorite part. That was just amazing. The Rocky Helmet is simply amazing. So I'm going to get more Leech Seeds. As you can, and I also have the Synthesis on this Torterra, so if it gets too risky, I can Synthesis. He does swap out, which means I have won the stall war. He goes out into Heracross, also another Pokemon that deals pretty well with the Torterra, other than his Howlucha. So I go for another Curse. I didn't really expect a swap, but he did swap out. He goes out he uses the Mega Horn. He misses, which is really terrible, but I do go for the Leech Seed. Although, like, if you want to go for a bug move, just use X-Scissor, because it's better accuracy. I don't know. Although I really doubt that Mega Horn would do a lot. He goes for it this turn, and I think it does under half. Yeah, I don't think that him missing the Mega Horn really mattered in the end. And the Rocky Helmet, and the Curse. Torterra is wrecking shop at this point. It is insanely powerful. Torterra should not be laughed at. It is one of the few grass starters that are really, really, really useful. Because out of the 6, really only 1 is used in Venusaur, but Torterra, I think, does well as well. He does go for another Mega Horn, hurt by the Rocky Helmet, and I just go for the Seed Bomb here, because I know I can take it out at this range, and even if I don't, a Leech Seed will take it out. But, I do kill it off with the Seed Bomb. At this point, my attack and my defense are sky high. Speaking of Skaha, he goes out into his Howlucha. He goes for the Bounce. And I didn't really see this coming. I went for a Leech Seed. I was just kind of expecting an Aerial Ace or something. He goes for the Bounce, lands on my tree, and at this point I was a bit scared. I get the Paralyzes, which was a bit annoying, but when you go for Bounce, you kind of expect it. I get the Flinch, which is so annoying, and Bounce is really annoying, because you get the Flinch, and you have a chance for Para. He does fully Para me, which is really annoying. He's going to go for the Bounce here, and I believe I barely lived this. No, actually, I took that out of Champion. What am I talking about? And I go for the Synthesis, and I'm just, see, See, it's just Torterra is pure power. Pure power. And he forfeits the match. That was an amazing match. Torterra would pretty much have taken care of everything else on his team, but that was an amazing match. Thank you for that amazing battle. And make sure to subscribe so that you can keep up to date with other Wi-Fi battles and my rants, which I am going to start recording soon again. So until then, me Gamer, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. Peace.